Recording in progress.
Let's go ahead, everybody. Whenever in doubt, ask me. Okay, we'll go ahead. I mean, if you want to ask anything, please be very open. है ना? चलेगा? Let's go ahead. So we learned only the basics of GST. What is intrastate? What is interstate? On intra or inter, which all taxes are applicable, that we learned. Import, which one is applicable, that also we learned. Correct till here? Then we learned a little bit of bifurcation of UT, Union Territory, है ना? Special UT and normal UT. Special UT means the UT which has state legislature. Which one? Delhi, Ladakh and not Ladakh. JNK, है ना? Delhi, JNK and Pondi, Puducherry. Correct till here? Okay. Let's go ahead. Now important, okay? GST, a tax on goods and services. Pay attention. Now, because of GST, many of your earlier taxes, excise, VAT, service tax, got clubbed into one single tax, correct? But still, on some items, the old provisions are still getting applicable. What did I say, bachcho? On some items, the old provisions, old law is still applicable because it gives the highest revenue to the government. Okay? So today also, bachcho, I think we discussed, in the last lecture, if petrol is rupees 55 per liter before taxes and it is getting scored at 110, that means there is a 100% tax amount collected. So definitely GST is not getting collected over there, or only GST is not getting collected. Earlier laws, as per earlier laws, both your central and state government both have the share in petrol or diesel. Okay, everybody. If GST comes into picture, the final tax amount or the final price of petrol may be around just 70 rupees only. Okay, as of today, immediately, if government decides, okay, 100% bachcho, instead of 100%, collect 28%. That is, you can say higher tax rate, highest tax rate under GST, 28%. Okay. So, but the government are not doing. Why? Because of loss of revenue. Revenue means income for the government. So, let's go ahead, everybody. Yeah, so pay attention. So GST levied on all goods and services except, pay attention, alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Okay, Nitin, chalega Nitin, fine. Alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Pay attention, na? On this GST is not applicable. So what is applicable, that we will see. Petroleum, crude petroleum crude means the base oil, okay, the base of forming your diesel, petrol and all of that base is your crude oil. So petroleum crude, diesel, petrol, ATF is there given to us in the next lecture, next page maybe. ATF is bachcho aviation turbine fuel, basically the petrol used in your airplanes. In common language it is also called as white petrol. Okay. Had you seen bachcho kerosene? Have you ever seen kerosene? Not smelled kerosene, but seen kerosene. Have you seen it? What color is it? I think in the last batch we were having a discussion about it. What you can say? Again an argument. Which color? What color is kerosene? Correct? Yes, Indrajit. At least that color only I had seen. Anybody else? Hey Bhagwan. Achha, orange. Khushbu is talking about beer. Not beer, Khushbu. Good morning. Good evening. We're talking about kerosene. Or you were imagining petrol and then thinking of what? Kerosene. My goodness. Okay. And somebody was having discussion. No, sir, it is green color. Achha, Akshay is also there. Yeah, I have also seen only blue color. Ekdam nice, royal blue color. That kerosene. Correct? Yeah, anyways, fine. So, yeah. So there is kerosene, diesel. So on a purer part, pure and pure. So you have your crude oil, the black color oil which you get from the fossil fuel. That is purified. There are oil refineries now, if you understand. Then just normal oil which you can't directly put in the engine, but it is used as lubricant, normal oil. Then diesel, then more purer petrol, then further purer white petrol or ATF. Obviously, it gives you better combustion or better firing, whatever it is. I don't care about that, okay? Or better output. And natural gas. Natural gas बच्चों, which one do we use? Where do we use? Which one? Natural gas. Cooking gas. Cylinder, हाँ cylinder, yeah. Cooking gas बच्चों, you have seen ना, cooking gas. So that is बच्चों again your LPG, that is again your natural gas. Yes, still here. On these बच्चों still, now on these बच्चों still GST is not applicable. Your old laws are getting still applicable. Clear till here? अरे हाँ बच्चों. Check, what do we have? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption is also outside the realm, means world. Realm means world. It's outside the realm of GST. The manufacture or production of alcoholic liquor, okay, manufacture and production, okay, of alcoholic liquor continues to be subject to state excise duty, and interstate and intra bachcho, then obviously CST and VAT is getting applicable. That means still the old law. Find here, alcoholic liquor for human consumption, state excise and VAT normally for intra. For intra as it is CST still happening. Samjha? No GST. Petroleum, these 5 items. Petroleum crude means crude, diesel, petrol, ATF and natural gas. Okay? These are bachcho not presently leviable to GST. GST is not applicable on it. GST will be levied on these products. So they are considered under GST, but no rate of tax is applicable on them right now of any GST. GST will be levied on these products from a date notified on the recommendation of GST Council. So there is a GST Council which will tell you or which will inform how much rate to be applicable, GST rate to be applicable on these items. Not yet notified. Okay? Till such date, I mean until the date comes, central, not state now, central excise duty continues to be levied on manufacture of these crude, diesel, petrol, ATF and natural gas. And obviously what? VAT for intrastate sale. So again manufacturing excise and sale VAT. And bacho, these people have driven like crazy bacho, what I'll say, rates of taxes on these items. Okay, I'll just quickly show you. They're a little bit old, but ठीक है. Latest we don't have what? Just a minute, huh? How much is petrol today? 110, no, almost. How much? ठीक है, I'll just show an old one then, can't help it. ठीक है, 110 almost, correct. Just can you see over here? Check for Mumbai and let us check for petrol, diesel both you have. Mumbai petrol, check Mumbai petrol, can you see there? Price charged to dealers excluding, so net of taxes, ठीक है, tax will be there. 32.23, can you see that? Petrol Mumbai, can you see? Price charge net of taxes 32.23, that is the output price, है ना? Charge to dealer, that means again including the profit margin of the ONGC and all of that, Reliance, etc. Excise duty, central government, same amount, 100%. Yes. Dealer commission, obviously dealer needs to have commission, that is okay, completely okay. And VAT is, I told you bachcho, VAT is on the just above amount, है ना? So whatever was there above, on that VAT 27.13, yes, almost whatever that is, whatever that figure, maybe 80% of that, or totals of all of them, है कि नहीं? Or no, not 80%, but on total of all of that, including VAT on dealer commission, everything, है ना? And then the total is coming to some 96 rupees. That is a little bit older example, but still you're getting that idea. Yes, still here all of you, है ना? This can fall only बच्चों if we put it under GST or we apply the GST rate on petrol or diesel, है ना? Look at 100% excess duty, and VAT also बच्चों almost same, है ना? Yes, will hear all of you. चलेगा? खतरनाक ना rate of taxes. Anyways, chalo, let's go ahead. But I hope you got the point. Okay, fine. Tobacco, yes, tobacco. Again, sin goods is within the purview of GST. Again, part of GST. GST is leviable under GST leviable. Union government has also kept the power to levy excise duties on tobacco and tobacco products manufactured in India. So as of today, tobacco is subject to GST as well as central excise duty. Look at the greediness of the government also, no? Not willing to share the tax also now. Opium, ganja, Indian hemp, and other narcotic drugs and narcotics, but used obviously for medicinal purpose. Okay, bachcho? What we have that? Drugs, morphine. Morphine is made out of it, no? Chitki. Oh, thank you. Narcotics. Opium, poppy, and morphine, and all of that. Everything is covered over here. Okay. But again, a kind of a painkiller and other things. Painkiller. Okay. So opium, hemp, and so are within the purview of GST level on them. However, now check. State governments have also retained power to levy excise duties on such products manufactured in India. So state government had the power, it is given to them. Resulting in which opium is now levied on what? GST plus your state excise duties. Clear till here? Real estate bachcho is directly kept out of GST, but on sale, purchase of import property, GST is not applicable on regular basis, okay, day to day. But when builder sells, that time bachcho GST is applicable, okay? Because when the builder sells, bachcho, he is not just selling you import property, okay? In fact, he is selling you the service also of construction. Service of construction, I said, okay? That's why whenever ever you check, GST is not applicable when the project is already completed. So if the builder is selling after completion of the project, GST is not applicable, okay? But if he is selling a flat under construction flat, then obviously bachcho GST is applicable. Clear? Did you understand or know something? Tell me. Bolo. Oh bachcho, ठीक है ना? Taxes subsumed means absorbed in GST, okay? Various central, state as well as local taxes, luxury tax, entertainment tax, local body tax, octroi, these are all बच्चों local taxes, okay, were examined to identify their possibility of merging them with GST. While identifying the following principles were kept into mind. Fairness of both, means it should be fair for all of them. So just by heart bachcho, but these, okay, items, now check. Which all items are now part of GST? Central excise duty and additional excise duty in some cases. Service tax. Excise duty under Medicinal and Toilet Preparation Act. Toilet means again medicinal purpose, okay. Countervailing duty, CVD is countervailing duty. And special CVD, special countervailing duty. These are bachcho levied, okay, to discourage imports. To discourage what bachcho? Imports, okay. CST, central sales tax for what? Interstate sale. And central surcharges and cesses, okay, whatever were applicable on the supply of goods and or services. So they became part of your GST. So what is important for you? Central excise duty, service tax, CST, these two three you can keep in mind, है ना? CVD if you can, good, and all the surcharges and cess applicable on the same. And what are part of state? Check. State surcharges and cesses insofar as they relate to supply of goods and services. Enactment tax, then apart from, except those levied by local bodies. So this is not part of GST, है ना? Which one? Entertainment tax, ET, by local body. Understood or no? Local body means what? Municipality, corporation, all of them, है ना? Then tax on lottery, betting, gambling, entry tax. What is entry tax? Example, octroi, है ना? Octroi. And purchase tax, VAT, sales tax, luxury tax, tax on advertisement. So keep these things in mind. Entertainment tax, VAT, obviously you should know, okay? These are very, very famous. Luxury tax, okay? So direct question is also at times asked. Give list of 4 acts or 6 acts which got subsumed under GST. MCQ can also be asked, and as well as a direct question. Okay? Huh? Alcohol, liquor, tell me. Alcohol, liquor for human consumption, state only, full state only, no GST. Then these 5 products are under GST, but no rates of tax are given for petrol, diesel, all of that. Enactment, look at this star mark here. Just now I told you, enactment tax levied by local bodies. Is it under GST? Not under GST. Are ha ya na? It is not subsumed or part of GST. And tobacco, bachcho, what? State, na? Correct, na? Achha, it is within the purview of GST. But power to levy excise duty also retained. Tobacco, bachcho, central or state? Central, na? Excise. Correct? Central excise. Are ha? Bolo bachcho. Done or no? Everybody? Done? Say something, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good night. Tell me something. Bolo fatafat. ठीक है. Is GST good for India? Yes, it is good for India. It is the best. Okay, you can't argue. Otherwise, you will be thrown outside the country. I'm telling you. Okay, you will be given a ticket for Pakistan. है ना? You will be called anti-Indian. है कि नहीं? So always praise GST. Okay, understood? Whatever happens in the country. Okay? So please buy hard the benefits, so that whenever you argue with somebody, you can make big claims of this. Okay, creation of unified national market, boost to make India made in India initiative, enhanced investment and employment. This is what you have to read, but I'm not going into it. Simplified tax structure, ease of doing business, nice. Basically, yes, uniform law throughout the country, है ना? So uniformity in law throughout the country, procedures, tax rates across the country, so that it makes it a little bit easier. Certainty means clarity, okay, in tax administration. So for one single transaction, I am dealing with three departments. That is now avoided. I have to deal with only one department, है ना? So common classification of goods and or service across the country. Now that issue itself is gone now, whether it is goods or service, VAT or service tax, that complication itself is gone. Easy tax compliance is a joke, but ठीक है. GST has increased the threshold limits for small businesses. So again, it is not applicable on each and every trader. Only on a bigger trader it is applicable. What complicated diagram they prepare over here. This is important for us from examination point of view. Okay. If at all they ask you benefits of GST, write 2-4 points at least. Okay. Everybody. At least those headings which just now we saw on this one, these one headings, that you should keep in mind. Okay. Constitutional provision is important. Did we have to amend constitution or no? Yes. Why? So that we can amend list 1 and list 2. In list 1, we could give benefit to state governments, and in list 2, we could give benefit to the central government. I hope this much you remember. है ना? बराबर? India has a 3-tier federal system: central, union and local. That is okay. The power to levy taxes and duties is distributed among 3 tiers as per the Indian constitution. The constitution is the supreme law in India, no doubt about it. It consists of preamble, 25 parts containing 448 articles and 12 schedules. Schedules, you understand? Forms and formats and rules given at the end of the act. Okay? 448 articles. Okay. So even power to levy and collect taxes, whether directly or indirectly, comes through constitution. So the relevant articles for us and taxation is what we are going to discuss. Article 265 of the Constitution of India prohibits, does not allow arbitrary collection of tax. What do you mean by arbitrary collection of tax? What do you mean by arbitrary? Arbitrary? Everybody? Anybody? Bolo? Means बच्चों, you can say as per their own, as per their own choice. Okay? Means anybody is collecting any type of tax, not allowed. Or if they think they can just pass an order and collect tax, not allowed. Manmani, yes, Khushbu correct. Manmani means their own, or you can say own choice, not allowed. Because see, what used to happen even in British India, the areas were ruled by princely states. Princely states, so you understand. And whatever that king or kingdom used to pass an order, anybody in the court pass an order and increase or decrease taxes, that is not allowed. Bachcho, now clear cut given under Article 265. Okay? Lagan, correct. It states that no tax shall be levied or collected except by authority of law. Except by authority of law. The term authority of law means that the tax proposed to be levied must be within the legislative competence of the legislature imposing the tax. It should be within the power of the legislature. Okay? It should be approved by the legislature. You know? So Article 265 means no tax without authority. Then let's come to Article 245. Part 6 of the Constitution deals with relationship between the union and the states. The power for making the laws is given to the parliament, that means your central government and your state legislature also, by Article 245. Article 245 gives power to central government as well as state government to make their respective laws. Okay? The parliament can make law for the whole or any part of the country, and the state legislature can make law for the whole or any part of the state. I hope you are understanding, everybody. Are haan ya na? Central government can make law for the entire India or for some area of India. Like they had J&K Reorganization Act. It was applicable only for J&K. Hai na? And state government can make law only for their particular area in the state or entire state. No law made by Parliament shall be deemed to be invalid on the ground that it would be extraterritorial operations. Forget that, they're talking about jurisdiction. Then Article 246 gives respective authority to union and state for levying taxes. But this we had covered in income tax first chapter. Article 246 check. 7th schedule to Article 246. So tax Article 246. 246 schedule number 7. Okay, gives you 3 lists which discusses matters which the union and state government have authority to make law about. है ना? List 1 union. It contains matters in respect of which parliament and central government has exclusive right to make laws. State government has exclusive right to make laws. And concurrent बच्चों, both central and state government have powers to make laws. Yes, still here? Correct? Then entries number 92 to 91 of list 1. List 1 is what? CG. Income tax is part of it or no now? Are hi na? Can you tell me bachcho entry number? Entry number for income tax is what? Okay, 82. Oops. Pakka? Entry number 82 of list 1 gives you, entry numbers 82 to 91 gives you bachcho what? Taxes which bachcho CG can levy. Entry number 45 to 63 of list 2 state government. है ना? Clear till here? Income tax bachcho entry number 82. This we had covered. And custom duty entry number 83. Okay, including export duties of the union list. Done till here? That's how much we needed a separate article numbers. Article 246A. See, bachcho, amending constitution is not a joke, and it is a very, very serious matter. Amending constitution, because it is the basic framework of our country. है ना? So power to levy GST is given under Article 246 of the Constitution by the Constitution Amendment Act. है ना? समझा? Correctly, Article 246A. Please keep this in mind. Star mark here. This need to amend Constitution, but I have already covered. Okay, everybody. Check out the CST. Can you see that here? CST. In CST earlier laws, what used to happen? Center had the power to levy a tax, CST, but the tax was collected and retained entirely by the states. From where the movement of goods start, that is origin based. CST was origin based. Hi Anna. New article, which one? 279A. It gave President the power to constitute or make a GST Council for the administration part. And bachcho, the reason of putting it in Constitution, bachcho, it becomes very difficult to remove it if at all anybody decides tomorrow. Because you'll have to do a constitutional amendment. Hai na? 246A. Power to make laws with respect to GST. Newly inserted article 246A. Check here. Notwithstanding anything contained in 246 and 254. Means who is supreme? notwithstanding anything in 246 or 254, not standing, है ना. And subject to clause 2, this one, the legislature of every state have power to make laws with respect to goods and service tax imposed by union or by such state. Parliament means बच्चों CG has exclusive power to make laws with respect to goods and service tax where supply of goods and or services or both takes place in course of interstate IGST, है ना, or commerce. Fine till here. So the power came through 246A, that the central and state can make their own respective laws, है ना. This article which gives power to central and state to make laws, okay, relating to GST, है ना. अरे हाँ. Now this bachcho is coming in between just like the time pass. It should go what we had discussed now. It is already done, okay. Done till here. Article 269A. You should in your notebook make a list of all these articles and what they talk about. Question bachcho are asked on articles also from this chapter, okay. That's what I'm telling you. Constitutional articles are important, okay. Levy and collection of GST on interstate supply. Article 269A says GST on interstate supply shall be levied and collected by Government of India. Interstate IGST na, and now important, and shall be apportioned. Apportioned means distributed between the union and state. Arey हाँ. Who will collect? Who will levy? Central government, and that tax budget will be shared between the central and the state. Correct? In addition to above, import of goods into India, that means import from outside India, will also be deemed to be supply of goods and or services in the course of interstate. Means what? Check here. Import deemed as interstate supply. अरे हाँ. Therefore बच्चों on import what will be applicable? Therefore IGST. Did you understand now? बोलो. So on such transaction बच्चों IGST will have to be paid. Who will pay? Importer. That is different thing. Correct? है ना. That is okay. Next one. Definitely goods and service tax, services, state, everything. Under Article 366. Ready बच्चों? Goods and service tax means any tax on the supply of goods or services or both. Pay attention, it's important. Article 360(12)(a). Except taxes on. So, bachcho, in the constitution itself, in the law itself, we have not brought, check this, alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Understood or no? Okay, that's why GST can be levied on supply of goods and services except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Understood? It is completely kept independent. Which one? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption. अरे हाँ बोलो ओके. Correct ना? All of you find till here. आगे बढ़े. अक्षय, नितिन. Services means anything other than goods. Time pass, forget that. Okay. State, again. State, but you check the wordings. Includes a UT with legislature. It has its own bachcho legislature. Delhi, JNK and Pudu. है ना? Goods, clause 12 of Article 366 and an inclusive manner says Goods includes all materials, commodities and articles. That's okay. Fine. Is it okay, everybody? Are you all following with me? Different articles have been, they're giving you details of different things. GST Council important now. Article 279A empowers President to constitute now appoint a council, GST Council. It is a joint committee. Joint for means joint committee center and states. Because बच्चों it is one nation one tax, है ना? So we need to take into account. You can say decision of all the states also, है ना? Or you can say opinion of all the states also. Check. 3-star again, not 3-star, 2-star. The Union Finance Minister is the chairman of this council. Okay? And the ministers in charge of finance or taxation or any other minister nominated by each state or UT are its members. Clear till here? Besides, the Union Minister of the state in charge of revenue or finance is also its member. What are the functions of the GST Council? Most important is to make recommendations to the union and states on important issues like tax rates, how much should be the tax rate, on which items you should give exemptions, threshold limits, that is exemption limits, dispute resolution, etc. Okay? It shall recommend special provisions with respect to special category states. Now, but something interesting will start. Special category states. We have such states, not UT, states, but cannot be compared with other states in terms of growth, development, and revenue also. No doubt about it. States, which are, check here, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, J&K is also special state. Okay? Because at the time of passing it was a special state, na bachcho, J&K. Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, HP, Himachal Pradesh and UK, Uttarakhand. Okay? Everybody? We should take 7 sisters. In your school you had 7 sisters or 8 sisters? Not you, but in school. North-eastern states, what do you call? 7 sisters only? And Sikkim is 8, by the way. Let me just confirm. Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Assam, Manipur, AP, Arunachal Pradesh. These are your core northeastern states. Correct, Ilya? These the people also say 8 sisters. So the 8th one is actually J&K. So let us, not J&K, sorry, Sikkim. And you have not learned by 7 sisters. But it is called 7 sisters. Okay. Acha. So 7 plus Sikkim. Correct, Ilya, bachcho? This takes part of your northeastern zone entirely. Chalega? Now coming back to this side. On this side, bachcho, what do you have? UK, Uttarakhand, HP, Himachal Pradesh, J&K. Is it 8? 8 plus 9, 10, 11. Clear, Ilya? Write on this over there. Yes, everybody? हो गया? Done? Ready ना? Done ना? यहाँ तक everybody? GST, can I go ahead now? GST Council shall also recommend the date on which GST will be levied on those 5 items. Okay? Petrol, high diesel, motor spirit means petrol. Motor spirit bachcho means petrol, right down there. Natural gas and ATF, aviation turbine fuel. Again, every decision of GST Council is taken by majority of not less than 3/4 of the weighted votes of the members present and voting. vote of center has a weightage of 1/3 of total votes. 1/3. And the votes of all the states taken together, बच्चों, it counts to 2/3 of the total votes. है ना? Did you understand or no? I think in section 48 or 47 in companies that बच्चों we are done ना. What we have done? The sharing of voting between equity and preference. That means if on a matter both equity and preference both vote, their voting बच्चों will not be taken at par. Means one vote of favor in equity will not be equal to one vote of favor if a preference shareholder also votes. Are you remembering? नहीं? If बच्चों 3:1 is the ratio between equity and preference, remember or no? हाँ या ना? So if a equity shareholder votes in favor, it will be taken as 3/4 his voting, and if a preference shareholder votes in favor, it will be taken as 1/4. अरे हाँ या ना? हाँ. So similarly बच्चों here also central government's vote will be taken as how much? 1/3, not 1/4 now. 1/3 CG, and all the SGs बच्चों together how much? 2/3. अरे हाँ, ठीक है? All of you done or no? बच्चों डन? अक्षय, नितिन, खुशबू, मानसी. Differentiate between direct and indirect tax. Let us take some cases. चलो. List major direct and indirect taxes. Give a list. हाँ ठीक है, but you understood ना? Explain features, salient features of indirect taxes. Write a short note on various lists under 7th schedule. List 1, list 2, list 3. है ना? We'll be discussing. We'll have the answer also here. Don't worry. Discuss deficiencies in the existing indirect taxes which led to the need for ushering GST regime. I hope and I feel hopefully maybe again in near future they will stop asking that question. But what is the use? No? That is okay. What happened. It's okay now. It's been 5 years now already. Hai na? Discuss the dual GST model, central and state. List, 7 number is important. List the central and state levies which have been absorbed by GST. Function of common portal, GST common portal, website. Briefly explain liability of GST or otherwise on these items. बच्चों, are they part of GST or not GST? Are they part of GST or no? Very good, Akshay. Good, Indrajit. Khushbu, Mansi. Nitin, Akshay. I think somebody answered all. I think Akshay already answered. They are part of GST. The only problem is the rate of GST is not clarified on these items yet. Understood? So again, that is an important question. Then, elaborate the principles that were kept in mind while subsuming central, state and local levies. That means they should be fair, there should be uniformity, the credit should be taken and all of that. GST is a simplified tax structure. Justify, you have to justify. These are all by hearting questions, okay bachcho? Again same thing, advantages that GST gives to trade and industry. List the special category states. Again, that this question I doubt, highly doubt, will be ever asked. And discuss the liability of GST or otherwise on tobacco. Tobacco is part of GST plus, is it central excise? Tell me. Bolo haan ya na. Say something. Correct. है ना? Correct? चलो. Major indirect taxes are goods and service tax and custom duty, and direct tax is income tax. वाह बेटे. Salient features of income tax, of indirect taxes, you will do it. Important source of revenue. Commodity tax, shifting the burden. This is important. There is a clear shifting of tax burden in respect of indirect tax. For example, GST paid by supplier is only which recovered from the buyer. Na? ठीक है. This done, this is done, this is done बच्चों. Okay, list 1, list 2, list 3, exclusive power, write down this. Okay, and here बच्चों both deficiency in the old one, double taxation, some items on that it was also VAT, also service tax, did not include chain of value addition. State बच्चों VAT was levied on central excess duty also ना. In state VAT, state level VAT, CENVAT load on goods was not removed. That means VAT was levied on CENVAT. CENVAT means your excess duty. Set off with each other not allowed. Many taxes were not part of VAT also. So in single transaction, multiple taxes were levied. ठीक है. Dual system is what बच्चों? Center and state simultaneously levy GST. Now CG central has also power to levy tax on intrastate sales, and state bachcho has power to tax services. I told you have to give a list of the taxes subsumed under GST. है ना? All of you okay till here? GST common portal. Again, whatever was given in the above paragraph, they are just copy pasted here. Okay. It needed a robust settlement system to verify the claim, this and that. This is the main thing of GST common portal. Facilitating registration, forwarding the returns, analyzing taxpayers profile. You know. Ninth, are presently not leviable to GST. GST will be levied from the date when GST Council informs a date on it. है ना बच्चों? Correct ना? Till such date, what is applicable? Your excess duty as well as VAT. है ना? These you will have to by heart. Question number 10 or answer you will have to by heart बच्चों. What principles you have to kept in mind for merging or subsuming these taxes with GST? Tobacco is within the purview of GST, but even union government has retained the power to levy excise duty on tobacco and tobacco products. Yes, Celia? Resultantly, tobacco is subject to GST as well as excise duty. Okay बच्चों. ठीक है ना? डन. बोलो. For your homework बच्चों, or let me just read it. This may go a little bit bouncer, that's why I'm trying to keep it, but ठीक है, I'll go through it right now. ठीक है, if you understand good, if you don't understand still fine, because we'll have to cover it again properly and solve questions on it. Okay, pay attention, because input tax credit and calculation again is a different chapter. Okay, so pay attention. चलो ठीक है, ready? GST is a destination based consumption tax. This which you understood. Destination based means what? Where consumption is happening the tax should be given to that, you can say, jurisdiction. Okay. Revenue of SGST ordinarily accrues to the consuming states. When is what SGST will be applicable? Intrastate only now. Are you getting my point or no? The interstate supplier in the exporting state don't get, you can say, affected by this word exporting state, importing state. I was giving you example. Maharashtra, a seller from Maharashtra bachcho gives to a buyer in Karnataka. Then who is the exporting state? Maharashtra. है ना? Who is the importing state? Karnataka. Clear till here? So interstate supplier in the exporting state is allowed to set off the available credit against IGST payable on interstate supply made by him. Order of utilization of credit is, we will discuss that. Okay. So when a seller bachcho from Maharashtra sells to Karnataka buyer, IGST is output tax or no? What is the output tax? IGST. है ना? And he may have IGST or he may have any other, you can say, SGST or CGST credit that will be allowed to be set off against IGST. Arey haan. Earlier was it allowed? If I buy bachcho within the state and sell to Karnataka, output tax CST output tax, input tax VAT not allowed, correct? Now it is allowed. Clear? Thus, unlike the earlier scenario where credit chain used to break, credit chain means what? You can't carry forward that credit or it cannot be used. That's why we are saying that credit chain is broken. So the credit chain used to break in case of interstate sales because on account of non-vatable CST, under GST regime, there is a seamless, means without any issue, credit flow in case of interstate supplies. The revenue of interstate sale does not accrue to the exporting state. Understood? And exporting state transfers to the center the credit of CGST to the transfer to the center the credit of SGST, UTGST used in the payment of IGST. Basically, exporting state does not take the benefit. The center transfers to the importing state the credit of IGST used in the payment of SGST or UTGST. Okay. Order of utilization. First of all, these 3-4 names are clear to you: CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST. Is it clear, bacho? All of you tell me. What is, bacho, IGST? IGST is the sum, SUM, sum of SGST and CGST. What did I say, bacho? IGST, the rate, okay, or the tax is what? Sum of CGST plus SGST. Means if the tax rate is given to us for a transaction 18%, so IGST bacho is directly levied at 18%. But if it is intrastate, the same 18% bacho is broken between half and half. Clear till here, all of you? Haan na? Everybody? Done or no? There is a specific order in which ITC should be utilized. First, IGST credit should be utilized towards IGST payment and then towards payment of CGST or SGST. Now, whenever I will use the term SGST, it includes UTGST. Okay? Underline this word. In any order and in any proportion. Understand? Firstly, IGST credit, okay, will be utilized towards what, bacho? IGST output. First बच्चों IGST to IGST अरे हाँ या ना, कर लियर, and then towards either CGST or SGST in any order. Order means any sequence. So this can be 1, then this can be 2, or this can be 2, this can be 1. Correct earlier? And also any proportion. Any proportion means some here, some there. Some here and some there also. That is also completely allowed. Clear earlier? After entire ITC of IGST is utilized, ITC of CGST should be utilized only for CGST and IGST in that order. And thereafter, ITC of SGST should be utilized only for SGST and then IGST in that order. Bolo bouncer. Bouncer, na? Pay attention. Okay. ITC of IGST, CGST, SGST. ठीक है? Okay. Then utilize for ITC है बच्चों, ITC is available of these people, है ना? So बच्चों will first utilize IGST, बच्चों will be utilized for first IGST only. CGST बच्चों first will be utilized for CGST only. And SGST बच्चों will be used first for SGST only. Are you getting my point or no? Utilize for means what? That is output, huh? That is output tax. समझा? Is it okay till here? How? We'll just convert. Entire ITC of IGST is utilized. Where it is? No, the above paragraph. First IGST should be utilized towards only IGST payment. Is it okay or no? Everybody? Where am I discussing? Check here again. That's why I was telling you it is a little bit bouncer. IGST credit bachcho will be first utilized towards IGST output. Is it okay or no? Bachcho. Then towards, now 10 pay attention, then bachcho pay attention, towards CGST or SGST in any order and that also in any proportion. Okay? So then after that, CGST or SGST. समझा या नहीं समझा? First, you will give preference to your own family. That's why I told you, we'll have to do an example only. Okay? No problem, fine. Okay, tell me this. After entire ITC of IGST is utilized, okay, ITC of CGST should be utilized for payment of CGST. Okay? Everybody? ITC of CGST should be first utilized for CGST and then IGST in that order. See, this is input and this is output. Okay? And check the same thing for state. Thereafter, ITC of SGST should be utilized for payment of SGST and then IGST in that order, that is sequence. Okay? Have they given you any diagram? They had given, that's why I was not taking this example. Write down बच्चों, ठीक है? Priority of set off. Write down बच्चों. Write the same name. Order of utilization of credit. Order of utilization of credit and write this diagram. ITC means so you know, na? है ना? This must you understand or no? We reduce ITC from output. We reduce बच्चों input tax credit from output tax credit, na? From output tax, sorry. Yes, tell you. So if you have balance, from where all you will reduce. Okay? Anjali Kumar, good evening. That's why I told you I'll do an example for this, then will be easier. चलेगा? हाँ या ना? I'll do that solve example with you. It will be easier. Did you write down this? Otherwise, right now I'll give you time. Chalo. Sequence you understand. This is the first. Okay, this is the first stage, and this is the second stage. Okay, these are stages. That sequence you have to follow. For that, respective credits. Credit means what? बच्चों ITC है ना? When will I have बच्चों IGST ITC? When will I have IGST ITC? When I have imported from other state. Yes or no? When I have imported बच्चों from other state, कर earlier. And I will have CGST or SGST ITC when I have purchased within the same state. Okay? Correct, na? When will I have output IGST? When I am selling outside the state. When will I have output CGST or SGST? When I am selling within the state. This must you are right now understanding with me. All of you? Yes, still here? So write down.
Recording stopped.
Nitin, Akshay, all okay? Okay, Indrajit, no problem. Write down this much, I'll tell you. Did you understand income tax, Indrajit? 100% with me. Is there any concept you think you did not understand in income tax after doing lectures? Then don't worry, na? We'll understand. ठीक है. Ready, everybody?
Recording in progress.
Now, what is happening actually? Pay attention. There is output tax, correct? And before that there is an input tax. This must you understand. Correct? Are we allowed to reduce or no input tax from output tax? And that is what is in this input tax we call it as ITC. Do you want me to further explain what is output tax, input tax? What is output tax, bachcho? Tax levied by a seller or a supplier on a sales, है ना? And what is बच्चों input tax? Tax paid on purchases. This much we understand. Or inward, है ना? Inward means purchase, buying, buy, है ना? Are we allowed normally? This is what we were doing because we pay tax only on value addition. So using that logic, we are allowed to reduce input tax from output tax. This must you understand. बोलो हाँ. Now, is it okay, Indrajit? Now check. When will I have IGST as output tax? That means a seller is charging IGST in his invoice. Which transaction? Interstate sale. Yes? Agreed? Now, when also can I have IGST as input tax credit? When I buy from another state. Agreed or no? So there can be IGST output tax. Similarly, there can be IGST input tax. Understood? And that is what I have written here. That we have ITC of IGST. I have balance of ITC of IGST. I have balance. So that balance, where will I utilize first? I'll utilize first for the output of IGST. Correct? Are you understanding with me now? For the output of IGST. Clear or no? Or no? Not yet still? Okay, pay attention. Where is it? Delhi vendor sells to Maharashtra vendor, and Maharashtra Bachcho vendor sells to Karnataka vendor. Is it okay? This Maharashtra vendor paid IGST. हाँ या ना? I'll just give some random numbers then here, okay? Of let us say 100 rupees, okay? IGST I'm writing, nothing else. But he did not sell his entire quantity to the Karnataka vendor, okay? He has not sold all the stock, है ना, to Karnataka vendor. So therefore, pay attention. His IGST output tax. Now output tax, this much to your understanding, na? Let us say is 70 rupees. Is he selling the bachcho all the stock? That's why no. That's why your numbers are not matching. Are you getting my point or no? Are you okay with this much? So this Maharashtra vendor has output tax of 70 and input tax of 100. Correct, Elia? Correct, good. Let us say this Maharashtra vendor was of, let us say, Mumbai. ठीक चलेगा? He sold some other items to a Pune vendor. Pune is also in Maharashtra, है ना? Correct, Elia? He sold some other items also. चलेगा? Now here you are aware that output bachcho will be what now? CGST plus SGST. Agreed or no? All of you tell me. ठीक है, यहाँ तक all of you okay? Fine. Now, basically the point is I have two output taxes now. I mean, this is one category here and this is another category. Two output taxes and one input tax. Isn't it? So let me give you a figure. Let us say this is 20 rupees. 20 rupees. Is it okay? Chalega? Output tax, whatever it is. Okay? The question is, now I'm allowed to reduce input tax from output tax. है कि नहीं? So I will give priority to interstate or intrastate, or basically to IGST or CGST, SGST. What is available with me, that is ITC. Arey हाँ या ना? What is available with me, बच्चों, that is ITC. And which ITC do I have? IGST ITC I have. अरे हाँ या ना? ITC बेटा, ITC. The entire transaction you had understood now. I am talking from whose point of view? This Maharashtra vendor's point of view, na? He purchased from Delhi. Correct or no? The Maharashtra vendor purchased from Delhi, and that Maharashtra vendor has done two sales. One within Maharashtra, other in Karnataka. One input, two output. Is it okay? Akshay, Mansi, Khushbu, Nitin, Indrajit. So I have only one input tax credit. Which one? IGST. Correct. What does the law say? Where do I have to apply ITC of IGST first? Where? Tell me. Indrajit, answer. Look in the theory. Just now we have read. Okay, Akshay. Or we have written in the notebook also. We have written in the notebook. ITC of IGST will be set off. Now look at the first column. It will be utilized for what? What first number I have written? IGST. Number one is what, bacho? IGST. Can you see that one or no here? ITC of IGST will be first utilized towards output of IGST, and if balance remains, then you will go to CGST, SGST. Correct. This bachcho, we have done something like in setting off of losses, bachcho, setting off of losses. In setting off of losses, bachcho, whom do you give priority? To the same head of income first or no? Same thing. First give priority to your same family. If there is ITC of IGST and IT and output of IGST, first बच्चों finish same family. कुछ समझा कि नहीं समझा? हाँ, all of you. पक्का? So here again I am showing. Where is my diagram? So this Maharashtra vendor. Wait. You just first listen. Don't jump. This Maharashtra vendor has बच्चों ITC of IGST. We have solved examples also to do. Don't worry. ITC of IGST 100. Output IGST 70. Output CGST 20. Output SGST 20. Agree till here? अरे हाँ. How do we solve? You don't solve right now. You just pay attention. There are solved examples already given, but you just pay attention. We simply बच्चों make columns. IGST, CGST, SGST. चलेगा? Then I write here बच्चों ITC. Do I have ITC? Yes, I have ITC of IGST 100. I do not have any ITC of CGST, SGST. अरे हाँ बच्चों, clear? Why? Because I did not give you an example that Maharashtra vendor, this Mumbai vendor has purchased anything from within Maharashtra. I did not give you an example like that. Not yet. है ना? Okay till here? खुशबू okay? हाँ. So this is the credit available with me. चलेगा? But what? Pay attention now. What are my output liabilities? I am writing all of them. Output. IGST output is 70. Pay attention. CGST is 20. SGST is 20. We do calculation or no in income tax liability, calculate how much we have to pay. This is only same thing you have to do. Okay? Chalo. Now tell me bachcho, pay attention. I have written something. What did I write? ITC of IGST. First, where will you set off? IGST output. Compulsorily, we don't have option over there. Are हाँ या ना? खुशबू okay, मानसी okay, Nitin 70 gone. Pay attention. This is brought down. 20 payable. This is gone. Is anything IGST payable? Nitin is there on YouTube. Is there any IGST payable, bachcho? No. But do I have ITC available? Balance 30. Now what does the law say? You tell me. What do we do of balance IGST? Now you can go for CGST or SGST in any sequence, in any proportion. Any sequence, any proportion. How much balance I have? Pay attention. Don't write down anything. I can go now. I am using the balance IGST as 20 here, 10 here. Allowed or no? Bolo हाँ. Allowed. Pay attention. Can I do this way? 10 here, 20 here. Allowed. Can I do bachcho here? 15. Allowed. Clear till here? Understood? This was just a very basic. That's why these questions I take a little bit at different. कुछ ITC रख सकते क्या? No, generally no. Why do no? Reason being ITC is already paid to the government, so use that. Now why are you affecting your cash flow? है ना? If I use this manner, my payable becomes only 5 and 5. If you keep ITC, what is you will have to pay it cash. You have to pay it in cash. Understood? Done or no? Everybody? समझा? Nitin, okay? Pay attention now. So this is what we just now covered. Okay, this part. After entire, बच्चों underline this word, entire ITC of IGST means you, after entire ITC of IGST is utilized, means you can't keep any balance in IGST. You can't keep any balance in IGST. Understood clear all of you? अरे समझा कि नहीं? Yeah? After entire ITC of IGST utilized, then बच्चों ITC of CGST should be used for CGST and IGST in that order. This will get a little bit complicated for you, okay? And ITC of SGST is bachcho to be used for SGST only, and then IGST, okay? But we can't use SGST, ITC towards CGST output, not allowed, okay? Not allowed. And similarly बच्चों, we can't use CGST credit for SGST output, not allowed. Okay everybody? समझा कुछ कुछ? ITC of CGST cannot be utilized for output of SGST UTGST as well as vice versa. Alright? Done? So again these two three paragraphs will be very important for the entire calculations. Okay, that I will then cover in the next lecture. Is that okay? बहुत बच्चों बोलो, ठीक है? Tell me बच्चों. So tomorrow, now again one thing, please sincerely read this part. This is okay first, but this part I'm talking about, this is most important. Will you do that? Sums I'll take, don't worry. Achha, what do you want to copy? What was the question? This one? We'll do now. It is up to you. This I'll do. We'll do it in separate lecture. Okay? We'll do it in separate lecture. Maharashtra Karnataka diagram. Okay, beta. What Maharashtra Karnataka diagram? This only you're talking about, no? This? ठीक है? चलेगा everybody? Then that is it for this session. We'll take some questions and we'll start with next chapter also. Okay, everybody? Alright? But read that use of credit or utilization of credit rules. Alright? I'll go. So that's it for today.
Recording stopped.
YouTube वालों, bye bye. Tomorrow morning we'll start with what? Again, law, GST, law, GST, that we'll do. बोलो खुशबू. हाँ बोलो. YouTube वालों, बाय बाय. एक मिनट रुको खुशबू.